Hey there, Adam here. Today I wanted to do a very short video on the question I get from time to time of whether or not you should have multiple Obsidian vaults. And the answer is maybe. So let me explain sort of my thinking. And for the record, I do have multiple vaults, but one of my vaults gets 99% of my use. So the only reason to have multiple vaults is if you have a type of project where it's going to have a lot of sort of just weird search intent between your searches. I think that's the main issue. So for me, I set up a second vault for my writing, so my fiction writing, which I don't do as much as I should. Should do it more, but hey, what are you gonna do? I've also considered setting up a separate vault for my work stuff. I'm a lawyer by trade. It's what I do most of the time, and I do have a Melrose Law subfolder, which is my law firm, and I put some stuff in there, but I have to remove any of the attorney-client stuff that has clients' names on it. I said there is some thought that it would make sense to just set up a separate vault, have that segregated away from my personal stuff that isn't terribly private. I and doing it that way, but I just decided to not do that because having multiple Obsidians open, saving things in the wrong place can get a little bit of annoying. So instead, I just migrate my client specific notes back into our case management system called Needles. All right. So really, the only time I would suggest doing it is if you have like a lot of work that you just want to keep separate from your day to day, just personal knowledge stuff. Because this is really, your vaults can have, I guess, can have multiple reasons to have them. You can, but it's a personal knowledge management system, as opposed to a business one. And I think if you end up having too much business stuff and intermixed with your personal stuff, your search bar is going to become much less useful because you're just going to get a lot of false hits on things that just don't make much sense. And if you are highly organized and like to tag everything, it's just going to become unmanageable. So that's sort of my short thoughts on it. I know. Look at me. We stayed on this one screen the whole time. It's just my brief thoughts on it because I've been using Obsidian for quite a while now. I have hundreds and hundreds of notes at this point. And again, like I said, two vaults. Thought about adding a third, and just decided it would be easier just to move that stuff into my case management system once I was done with it. So I hope that this was helpful to you to just sort of think through it. My sort of too long didn't watch thoughts on this is start with one. If you start getting annoyed at your search topics coming back with a bunch of irrelevant stuff from your day job, then do another one. But I would not start with two. I would just start with one and just see if you get to a point where you need a second one. All right. Thanks. Bye.